right, everybody. So you all know what time it is, right? It's about that time, 6 o'clock, starting another episode of Supportive Advice. Uh-oh, are we starting another episode of Supportive Advice? Because it looks like I'm just looking at you, Michael. So we might need to readjust the camera. No, Michael is picking up the webcam. We might need to change out the camera. Hey, so in case anybody did not know, that's Michael. And so he's going to be changing out that camera quite shortly. So I see that a few people have joined. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Also follow. This again is Supportive Advice Live. And I am a licensed therapist, marriage and family therapist. My name is Aquila Wheatley, and I do advice live every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Hi, Barbara. I see you. I Hate Love. I see you, too. Mr. Creed has joined. Fatty has joined. Nathan has joined. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's get those likes up. Let's get those likes up. Mario has joined. Thank you so much, Mario, for joining. Sarah has joined. Today, we are going to be talking about men. And that's such an awesome topic, right? We love talking about our men, right? We're going to be talking about men and their need for intimacy. I hope that did not throw anybody off. But yes. Men need intimacy. Men need intimacy. It is a societal belief, a misbelief, right? That males are good to go at all times, right? They don't need any wooing. They don't need any type of emotional connection. All they think about is sex all the time, right? But that's a misconception. It's a misconception. It's a misconception, right? So, okay, we're notifying you, all right. So we have Jeanette. Nightstand, he wanted a relationship. That does happen. It happens. And we are going to talk about that today. Use the comments. Has that happened to any of our males here? Any of our males here? And don't forget to tap that like screen. Don't forget to tap that like screen. Has that happened to any of our males here? I guess that's not something somebody would actually want to come out and admit, huh? It's like, no, it never happened to me. It never happened to me. It'll never happen to me. But it's not anything wrong with it. There's a lot of societal pressures on males, right? Not to be emotional. There are a lot of, hey, just for lunch. Hey, Jose. There's a lot of stereotypes where you're not supposed to feel anything if you're a male. You're not supposed to cry. You're not supposed to have emotional vulnerability. You're not supposed to experience these things. And it's not true. It's not true. Hey, Leah. It's absolutely not true. And so there are cases where males are put in a position to perform and they're not able to. Why? Because there's no intimacy there. And they're looking for more. Hey, Luke, how are you? They're looking for more. Don't forget to tap that like button there on the screen. Make sure you keep tapping that like button. And so this is definitely something that we as a society need to change. As a society, we need to change this because it's not fair. It's not fair to our males. It's not fair to our males. Okay, it's telling me to do something. Something about comments. All right. Da 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 da. Okay, got it. Yep. So yeah, it looks like they're kind of walking me through this whole being live process. Anyway, um, can anybody give me an example of some experiences where maybe the emotional from a male wasn't accepted or wasn't nurtured in a way that that you would have liked? Hey, Gaming Addicts has joined. Gaming Addicts has joined. Don't be scared to post in the comments. Don't be scared to post in the comments. We're also live on Facebook, I think. I believe we are live on Facebook. I believe we're also live on YouTube as far as I'm aware. I can't see the screen anymore. Don't have access to any of the other comments, so not really 100% sure what's going on there. Nope, that's me, but that's not the right version of me. We're having some technical difficulties, if you can imagine. Not really sure what's going on. Not really sure. Dude, I'm not saying that. Whatever that is, I'm not saying it. But thanks. I appreciate you. Seven has joined the live. Ooh, I got a like. Okay, so we need more people to be tapping on that like button and everything. Still having these technical difficulties here. Not really sure exactly what's going on. I'm moving, but the picture isn't. Not really sure what's happening right about now. Gotta love the first time, right? You gotta love the first time that you do anything, because the first time that you do anything, it completely explodes, right? And so I can pretend like that's not happening right now, right? I'm going off topic, by the way, because nobody's responding to the topic I was talking about. So, with that being said, right, I could pretend like it's not happening. I could. I could have a whole anxiety attack. I could get upset. I could start lashing out at my moderator because the everything that we set up an hour before it was time for us to go live is now all of a sudden malfunctioning. So yeah, I could be lashing out at my moderator right now. I could be doing a whole bunch of different things, but I'm not, right? I am using this platform as a way to be transparent, as a way to show kind of what's going on. You know, anytime that you do something, there's going to be issues. There's going to be something that happens, and everything is going to blow up. Hey, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining. And so part of dealing with it is accepting it. Part of dealing with it is accepting it. And so, do I love my dog? Yeah, sure. I don't have a dog. I don't have a dog. But anyway, a part of dealing with it is accepting it, right? And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm being present in the moment. I'm not allowing the fact that my entire computer system has like shut down on me. I'm not allowing that to take away from my experience, from your experience. I'm being here in the moment. I'm being present in the moment. Not president, I'm being present in the moment. And so that is something that's really important to do. Our anxiety wants to take us away from the moment. Okay, that's what it wants to do. It wants to take us away from the moment. It wants to have us in our head ruminating on whatever it is that we think other people are thinking. We will make up an entire scenario of what somebody else might be thinking. And we're not right. We're not right. But we're nervous, right? we become anxious. We become scared of what everybody else is thinking and all of this external acceptance that we want. And because of that, we're not being genuine. We're not being genuine and we're not being present, right? Um, we spent like an hour setting up all this stuff, right? It's supposed to be like this new and improved way of doing everything or whatever. Me close my little different views here, and then what? It didn't work. And in life, that's what you're going to be faced with. Hey, Juan, how are you? Thank you so much for joining. You're going to be faced with that. You're going to be faced with things that you plan out that don't work. A lot of the clients that I have, when they come to me, they're in this place where um, they have basically decided, right, that they are a failure. They've decided that they are a failure because something around them didn't go well. A lot of times, the first thing that I do, hey, yeah, how you doing? A lot of times, the first thing that I'll do, right, is get to a point where they understand what is within their control and what is not within their control. Hey, Kay, how you doing? Um, some things are just not going to be in your control. You can plan, you can try, you can plan some more, you can try, but it's not going to be in your control. For instance, whoever is joining the live, that's not within my control. That would be something that I would put in what's called some control. It's still not working, Michael. That is something that I would put in some control, right? And some control, hey, Mariana, hey, Nancy, hey, Baby Cruz, how are you? How are you? I would put that in some control. Why would I put that in some control? I would put that in some control because I can control the fact that whether or not I plan a live, whether or not I promote a live, whether or not I give out the right links to the live. I can do all of that, but I can't control who actually joins. I can't control who's going to have interest in a topic. I can't control who decides to stay on and who doesn't. I can't control any of that. And so I'm not going to put that type of pressure on myself. Right now I can't control this camera. And so you can't see it, thank God, right? But on all my other platforms right now, apparently I'm frozen. So and not in a flattering position either. It is I have my mouth wide open and it's just a mess. It's a mess. It's a horrible mess. And this would be a great time if I was going to get upset for me to get upset, right? I could yell right now. I could be like really upset, but I'm choosing not to. It's not that the emotion isn't there. It's not that hey Reagan, it's not that I can't grab it. I'm choosing not to. If I wanted to reach for anger, it's very low. It's very low on the shelf. I can reach for it very quickly. Anger is a primary emotion. It's something that I can reach for very quickly. I have very easy access to it. But then again, 9 times out of 10, there is another emotion behind it. There is another emotion that I'm not reaching for because I've reached for anger, right? So what will be behind it? Would it be embarrassment? Probably. I'm on X, Y, and Z platforms and it's not working. Oh, that's embarrassing. I'm also on call in and I'm waiting for guests to call in. I have invited a couple of people, but not many. Hopefully my mic is actually on this time. If you could, hey baby Bobby Joe, if you could imagine that I have done this like a bunch of times, and there's actually been quite a few of them in which my mic was not on. Lovely times, lovely times. 87 likes, thank you. Can please keep hitting that like button. Keep hitting that like button, and then hit the follow button. Nobody said I was a singer. It's okay. It's okay. I am a therapist. I am a therapist. Yeah, we're good. We seem to get good around like 15 minutes. Like that seems to be normally when the podcast actually picks up. So I'm moving again. Yay! Hey everybody! I know that I was looking kind of. I'm just gonna go with Frozen because that is the safest version of what I was gonna say that I'm gonna say. Right. All right. So anybody have any comments? Anybody have any questions on how to overcome embarrassment or how to overcome, reaching for that primary emotion? Oh, thank you, but unfortunately, I'm not interested, and that's okay, Nora. You don't have to be interested, but thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Um, and verified account. All right, Harold has joined. Victoria has joined. Can you, you can pin it. Yeah, okay. So we have a lot of people that are joining. Don't have a lot of people that are commenting. Just remember the comments is your friend, right? And make sure you keep hitting that. That like button. We want to make sure that we are getting as many likes as possible. So again, we were talking about primary emotion. Our initial topic was men and emotional intimacy. And but as things were kind of blowing up all around me, we did an organic transition to dealing with embarrassment, dealing with primary emotions, finding out what is behind them. If you don't know, this is Supportive Advice Live. This is Supportive Advice Live. We are here every Thursday at 6 o'clock p.m. I answer questions. I am a licensed therapist, and I answer questions. I give advice, and this is my first time going live on TikTok, so please show me some love. Show me some love here. Hit that like button, hit that follow button, so we can get things rolling. So at this point, I am going to talk to my moderator a little bit and see what his experience was like. I was kind of watching you a little bit, while everything was. No, you're not going to get on camera. No, enough people have seen you. Okay. They can hear you. It's fine. This isn't your show. So with that being said, listen. I saw you about to have a meltdown. What stopped you from having a meltdown? Like I saw all of the cues. And just to FYI, people will have meltdowns around you. You can be going through something, and you cannot be reaching for anger or not be reaching for anxiety, and people can start actually start having a meltdown around you. And you can either absorb that energy, right, or you can acknowledge it and you can let it go. So as I was saying, my moderator was having a meltdown because the computer was exploding. How did you bring it back together?
Well, I knew that it would come together. It just was about taking my time.
Be honest. That's not an honest answer.
I've been in these situations before.
Be honest though.
Usually I'm the other one on the camera.
Right, but be honest though, because like I saw you melting down. I saw you.
Because while I was gone,
Hey, Bray.
there were some things that I had put in place to make sure the camera wouldn't freeze, meaning that this piece right here, that I noticed that it was dismantled.
So something was wrong with the camera.
Yeah.
And that's where communication comes into play, right? Because if you knew something was wrong with the camera, and I don't know something is wrong with the camera, and then I feel like that I need to move the camera, and part of moving the camera means taking this little piece off, then at that point, it's like, okay, well,
Right.
I'm not aware. So that's where communication is going to become very, very important,
Yeah.
right? So that wasn't communicated, right? I did move the camera. I will say that. Hey, everybody, continue to like, follow. Again, this is my first time on TikTok Live, so please have mercy on me here. You know, it's not going to be perfect, but then again, what is? And follow. Keep hitting that like button. You already have us up to 89 likes, but I know you guys can do way better than that. So we are still talking. So you gave me a kind of boxed answer. Oh, you know, things happen, and I knew that it was going to get better. But I, having known my moderator for quite some time, I know um, the things that he does when he's like extremely stressed out. And one of those, I don't know what you're doing right now. One of those things is blinking very, very fast. And so I saw you blinking very, very fast. How did you bring? Hey, Emmanuel. How did you bring that back together? Hey, Kelly. Hey, Rosa. Hey, Tom. Hey, I love football. You can also actually make a comment. Hey, okay.
And we have people on YouTube.
Oh, do we?
Yep, YouTube and Facebook.
Okay. Hey, people on YouTube and Facebook.
Know that they can comment.
Make sure that you make a comment. Put a comment so that I can read it and I can respond to it.
Let us know that you're there.
You know, let us know that you're here. Again, excuse me, sir. This is not your show. But you can answer my question.
Yes. I knew that eventually it would come together. I knew that it just took time to take a breather.
No. You were not over there taking a breather. You were over there having a mental meltdown. Talk to me honestly. We can't get to anything honest if you're trying to put on this front.
Well, I was thinking to myself,
Hey, AI.
I wish we had more time.
Hey, Villa.
To prepare before we directly went live, because then we could test everything and make sure it was.
But what was we doing for the last hour?
Well, that was the pre-test. There's a pre-test.
Oh, so there's a pre-test.
And then there's a post.
Then there's a test. Then there's a post-test. How many tests is it?
Two. You do two tests. You always test again before you go live.
Wow, really? Thank you, Dom. I appreciate you for that, but not 100%. That wasn't me being 100% genuine. I don't really appreciate you for that. What?
Are we live? I don't see.
We are. We're live. We're live on call-in. Just because we're live on call-in doesn't mean everybody's going to call in, right? So does it really matter? At the end of the, hey, D, how are you? Let's stay on topic. So what I'm doing right now, thank you, Frankie. I appreciate you. So what I'm doing right now is I'm redirecting. There's a lot of people in the comments that are talking about things that have nothing to do with what we're talking about, which is cool. You know, that is your right. However, I'm going to redirect the conversation back to what I'm talking about. But thank you, whoever said that I was very cute. I think that was Frankie. I appreciate you. Hey, June, how you doing? Hey, Dion, how you doing? So back to my moderator. Stop giving me cookie-cut answers and really talk to me about what you were going through. Your head was about to explode, so don't pretend like it wasn't.
Well, of course, I was nervous about the camera. I was like, "What's going on?" Then I found out what it was, and I just knew it was a matter of time before we.
See, this is why I don't like bringing guests and stuff in. This live isn't giving. Oh, Chris. Okay, well, what would you like to talk about, Chris? Right? You have a subject that you would rather talk about instead. What would be giving, Chris? What's giving today? You know, my moderator's head exploding. That's not giving. This is a story time. I'm story timing you right now about his head that was about to explode. That's the story time. But see, the problem that we're having here is that people don't want to be honest on air. They don't want to be honest. They don't want to talk about anger. They don't want to talk. Exactly. He was having a meltdown. Oh, you might have missed it, Chris. Here's the story time. we were planning on this live for about an hour. Hey, Blake. And right before we were about to go live, the camera that's connected to all my other live feeds shut down. And so when my moderator came in, he was trying to fix it, but then he got very, very, very frustrated. And so now I am picking at him, trying to get down to how he resolved his frustration. Okay. How he resolved his frustration. But he's not being honest. Why aren't you being honest about it?
I am. I was
Bye,
frustrated.
Chris. Have a good day. This is.
I
This is
was frustrated.
okay. You were frustrated, and then what?
And then I was thinking, man, if we just waited 5 minutes,
Hey, James. Hey,
we would have
Richard.
had our post test.
I don't want to talk about a post test. I don't want to talk about a post test.
Okay, so that's what was going through my mind.
You are not going to be honest, are you?
What you want me to be honest about? Yes, I was freaking out.
You were freaking out. Right. These are real people on here. What's the most giving thing you did for a person without having a motive for doing it? That's a good question. I gave someone a car, but I won't be giving out any cars on this live. I guess that was one of the most giving things that I've done. I give up myself regularly, but as a therapist, that's expected. You know, every day I give a big part of myself to my clients, to my family. Follow Me Please has joined Nothing for Family. I said family. Oh, I think it's a delay, but yeah, I do. I give to my family. But again, won't be giving out any cards on this live. Um, you know, therapy can be a very interesting process for the therapist as well as the clients. You know, just as much vulnerability is expected from the client is expected from the therapist, and I think that that's something that is normally overlooked. You know, for instance, in this life, this conversation could go 50,000 different ways. There are individuals that are pulling on me to I don't know, do something crazy or something. I don't know what, be loud or whatever the case may be. And I'm not doing that, and so some people might log off, but at the end of the day, this is not that. This is open therapy forum, for individuals who have questions. Yes, do I have a topic that I genuinely, generally, seriously, start with? Sure. But does that mean that that is typically the topic that I have to stay with? No, that's not always true. So I do have a listener. Hey, Dante, do me a favor and press that call button. Press that call button for me, Dante. I want to talk to you. I want to actually have a conversation with you. Free spirit. Thank you, Frankie. Thank you, Frankie. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys are tapping the like button. Make sure you guys are tapping the like button. Dante, do me a favor. Sure, of course. Hey, how are you? I am good. Did you have a question? Huh? How's my day been? My day's been great. Hey, I'm a licensed therapist, so I'm taking questions. Why am I? Oh my gosh. Oh, this is fun. Fun times. Well, if you need therapy, ask the question. I'm here. Hey, Mikey. Hey, Jamie. So, who asked questions? Eh, she went off. Okay, well, that was that. Sent you a ticket. Oh, somebody sent me a universe. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for sending me a universe. Oh, that's such a big deal. Thank you. I appreciate you. Also, make sure that you are actually hitting that like button. I appreciate you. Thank you for sending me the universe. That is a very weird thing to say that I didn't think I would be saying today. But yeah, appreciate you. So okay, so Dante, um, Michael, take next caller. Right here. Right here. Fun times, this whole situation. Okay, Dante, you have to unmute. Dante, you have to unmute. Yes. Your wife is crazy though. I hear that. But you still gotta, all right. So, you are live. You are live on Facebook. You are live on YouTube. You are live on TikTok. You are live, sir. How are you, Dante? I can't hear Dante. Bro, I can't hear Dante. Good night. Dante, are you with me? Can you hear me? I can't hear anything. You can't hear me? Dante? If all that could go wrong would go wrong, does go wrong. Murphy's Law, Lord have mercy, I don't even know. Okay, so we're gonna get Dante on the line. Lord have mercy. Thank you. Somebody send me a heart. Yes, get those likes up. Get those likes up. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Get those likes up. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right. So we have Dante on the line. Dante on the. Hey, Dante. How are you, man? I appreciate you calling in. When technically we called you just now, but you know what I mean. Oh, get those likes up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Get those likes up. All right. So the topic that we were talking about, and you're the only male that is willing to actually talk about this apparently. So we're gonna have a nice conversation, just me and you, if that's cool. All right. All right. Can everybody hear Dante? Oh, thank you for sending me a universe. I appreciate you.
Maurice from Cleveland says, "Where has this show been all my life?"
Oh, thank you, Maurice. Thank you. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you, Maurice. Glad to know you are there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we are talking about this. We were attempting to at some point in the many impasses that we were having here on this show. We were trying to talk about men's need for intimacy. Dante, you really walked in one this time, didn't you, babe? Yes, I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. What? Hold it up to. It's not your show. So, with that, with that being said, so talk to me about your thoughts on males and their need for intimacy. And everybody, let me know in the comments if you guys can hear Dante. If you can't hear Dante, I'm gonna have to put him closer to the phone. So just let me know if you can hear Dante.
Well, that's a kind of broad subject, but it's definitely something that I think is overlooked. Where we just thought of
Thank you.
like
Keep getting those likes up. I appreciate you. 1.5K. Thank you.
we thought of it like grizzly bears, but even the grizzly bear like to be coddled a bit.
I love that. Comparing men to grizzly bears. I like that. I like that. Because that is the stereotype that we're dealing with, where it is everyone has to be so hardcore. No, well, not everyone, not me. I'm a lady, but males, they have to be so hardcore. You're not allowed to have any type of emotion. You're not allowed to cry. You're not allowed to want anything more out of life besides sexual intimacy.
Well, it's definitely got to be a balance, but you definitely got to exude that grizzly, or I'm gonna call it that machismo. You
Machismo.
gotta exude that, because I mean, realistically, I mean, what woman wants a man that doesn't exude that? But there has to be a balance. Like you can't just be grizzly bear all the time and no attention to, because that takes away from even being in tune with her. So it kind of it's a deep subject, but I feel like
Well, get deep with me.
I
Get
feel like
deep with me now.
what I'll say is in some of my good relationships, I feel that I brought good aspects out of them, and they brought good aspects out of me, and it's been based on just our ability to be tender with each other, for lack of a better term. Where it's not necessarily like a physical where we talking sex, but it's just knowing how to like. I might not want to be asked about how it worked, but maybe how you feel it. Everything cool? Something along those lines. Just showing that you know me enough where I don't have to repeat things, or I don't have to just play the dog and pony show. Like how's your day? Like I ain't worried about that day. That day over. Let's talk about something else.
So what I'm hearing you say is you're not into small talk.
I guess I never wanted to say that because that sounds a little like we can't have it ever, but it's like that can't be the premise of our conversation. That can't be like every day we have a small talk. Like, come on now. Like you're killing me, Smalls.
Killer.
No pun intended.
But here's what you're talking about is a communication gap, right? Where there is not enough genuine or shared interest that you all have a platform or a plethora of things to talk about. So now we're reduced to small talk in our relationship.
There it is. Because like, for example, I can't tell somebody on Monday the 27th of August, oh, I don't like meatloaf. But then on August 13th, excuse me, on October 13th, they bringing me meatloaf. Like, obviously, you didn't get it, it didn't register, there's a disconnect, or you just don't care. Either way, I don't feel like I'm being, uh, I don't feel like this is a place for me. Because obviously this something's whack here.
Right, absolutely. So what I'm hearing you say, and that reflective listening, by the way, take notes. That is a thing. And comments, everybody, if you can hear Dante, put some hearts up, put some likes up. But absolutely, what I'm hearing you say is learn me. Care enough to learn me.
That is a real thing. Yes, that is very, because I feel like there is like, I don't want to compare it to another type of system. Like I don't like a lot of people have relationships are like a business. Yeah, all right, but maybe I'm just a little bit more soft. I don't think it's like a business. It's supposed to be different. From business is business, the personal is personal. But I do believe that there are precedents, which is more like a legal term, but there should be an understanding based on what happened in this situation that we shouldn't do this in this situation because it didn't work like this in this situation, and so on and so forth. And if there's no establishment of precedents, like what are we really building? Because the precedents kind of build up. It's kind of like Legos. Okay, we know we got this piece, so okay, we can't use
Thank
it
you,
for the bottom.
Kelly.
We got to use it for the top, very much top part because that's the bottom. So we know we got to use that piece for this. So let's just find complementary parts that are going to help build what we've already established.
So Kelly is chiming in with the five love languages.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a real thing.
that is a real thing. So we have the five love languages. You know, we have physical touch, we have quality time, we have, and there's two. It's interesting because there's two different types of quality time. There's a quality time where you can be in the room with someone, and you are both doing different things. However, you guys are still in the same room, and you guys count that as quality time together. Then, and thank you for giving me that universe. I appreciate you. Keep putting the likes up, 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 up. And so, with that being said, there is also a quality time where you're doing the same activity, you're sharing in the same type of activity. Then there's gift giving, right? Then there's acts of service. So there's definitely different types of, then there's words of affirmation. So there's definitely, I sent 4.k likes. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And so I appreciate you so much. Thank you for getting those likes up. I appreciate you. Um, so with that being said, you know, everybody has a different love language. But I hate to box people in. That's not who I am as a therapist. That's not who I am as a person, right? And so what I like to say is that people have multiple love languages, right? We have the main love language, but then we also have other things that make us feel loved as well. And one of the things that you're saying is take time to invest in me, learn me, and then act accordingly. If I tell you that I don't like meatloaf in August, do not bring me meatloaf in October. I don't want it. You know, it reminds me of that that Dr. Seuss. I do not like green eggs and ham, right? like didn't I say I don't want it in a bowl. I don't want it with a goat. I don't want it. You know, and so it's like, so what you run into though, Dante, is that you might say that you don't like something, and you might say that something is not for you, but your partner doesn't agree. And that happens. They don't agree with you about you because they think they can change you into liking it. And so they're like, okay, well, I'm going to bring it to him in August. Okay, he said he didn't like it, but I want him to like it. So I'm going to bring it back to him differently in October. I'm going to put something different on it. Instead of ketchup, I'm going to put some gravy on it.
See, now you really lost me because I'm not a fan of gravy either. But
Oh, Lord.
I get the, it's a little funny, but doesn't conversation. But yeah, that I have definitely experienced that, and that is I kind of understand because I feel like it's a sense of like camaraderie. Like I like this thing so much, I want my partner to like it. So I kind of get it from that part, but for my own personal sake, that is maddening. that is literally like
It's
why do you
insanity.
all
Yeah.
what is going on? How do I not rip your head off right now? Let me just leave the room because this is I know your heart. You don't mean that, but it still happens. I still feel this way. So yeah, my feelings is valid.
Yes.
Flat out.
You flat out. Yes. Your feelings 100% are valid. And so what it sounds like that we could be dealing with in those types of situations, it could be incompatibility, right? It could be that the person is just not listening. It can be that they want you to be something more than you are that thing. It can be a multitude of reasons, right? And speaking of love languages, I do want to throw out there that there's different types of intimacy. You know, besides sexual intimacy or physical intimacy, there's spiritual intimacy. There is experiential intimacy where we have the same experiences we connect through. You know, and when it comes to a relationship that is whittled down to small talk, that means we're not having enough shared experiences.
Yes, yes, and to kind of piggyback off that, the whole love language thing. Like, I got hip to this like many years ago. I'm like, oh, this is a thing. Okay, this is interesting. And at first, there was two that I primarily identified with: physical touch and quality time. Those were like home run hitters. That was it. That was all. That's all I did. We was good. But as time progressed, probably as I just matured and lived a little bit more, I feel like you need a variation of all
Hey,
five.
Miss Beverly.
Because I feel like that at different points in your life, different stages of your year, your month, your week, you're gonna need a very. Some days I might just need you to stop with that good Shake Shack one time. I need that food gift. Some days I need
Please,
something.
please don't bring up Shake Shack. I'm on a diet.
I'm sorry, but that's a gift to me. I don't need a lot, but that's a gift. Some food or something just to make my day a little better. Or go get them, Tiger. Or you got this. Just, some little words of affirmation. And like all that stuff has its place.
Hey, Connor. Yes,
Right.
I'm with you. All of that stuff does. All of that stuff does have its place. 150%. It does. And there are different levels of intimacy and vulnerability that goes into that. Because if you're not vulnerable with me, right, and you are dealing with, I don't know, self loathing, depression, whatever the case may be, and I come to you and I say, man, you know, I just want to let you know how awesome I think that you are, and X, Y, Z, 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 Y, X, right? You're going to reject that because it doesn't mirror how you feel about yourself.
True. And I was about to say, somebody tell me that I could be having the worst day ever. My girl tell me that, oh, it's on and popping now. I'm a world beater again. But that, it's just, and what I'm learning, like, with like the mental health thing, like, there's no black and white thing. And to be honest, I've been fortunate and blessed where certain levels of, as I call it, the valley, I've never experienced. I do believe every human being goes through what they call situational depression.
Right.
But that other level where it's like stuff where you could be riding roller coasters all day, and then as soon as you get off and you smell that I don't know, vinegar from French fries, it puts you in the memory, and okay, now you sad. Like I can't relate to that, so I can't really speak to that thing.
Okay, so I just want to, just for the people that's listening, what you just described are exactly two completely different things. So the first thing that you described was episodic depression. That's called.
Episodic.
Episodic depression, and that is something external that is causing the feeling of sadness, right? Um, there is an expectation of being depressed. You're depressed about something specific. If somebody asked you why you were depressed, you would be able to say, this is why I'm depressed. Now, what you're talking about when you're saying, I'm linking these emotions to this smell that brings up something for me, that sounds more like PTSD, right? Because the trauma is stored in our body. And so now that smell is bringing up a traumatic thought or a traumatic experience for us. And so we are right back in that place. We're right back in that place mentally. We're right back in that place emotionally because of that smell or because of that sound or because of that someone sounded like the person who had did something to us. It'll take us right back to that place. That is a trauma response that you're describing. But I think one of the things that you were going towards was that the depression, the long term depression is a depression that I'm hearing you say maybe you've never experienced before, where there is no rhyme or reason behind it. You could be having very very great things happening to you, yet you're numb to them. You don't feel the way that you want to feel about them. Your emotions feel like they're out of reach, all except for maybe anger and irritability, right? And so, yes, that is something that happens a lot. And individuals, they're very tired. They deal with a lot of fatigue. There's a lot of rumination because anxiety is depression's best friend. But what I'm hearing you say is that that's not necessarily the type of depression that you've dealt with, though you understand some of the symptoms. Did I get that?
Yeah, myself, like, I probably am happy probably 362 days out the year.
I'm jealous.
And
I'm jealous. That is not me. That is not me at all.
probably have to do with either the Browns or some sort of like
Ah,
the
the
stuff I can't
Browns.
control. Man, like how is this? Like I am, they might be almost borderline mad, but in all seriousness, like I really am really upset. But I would be upset by like maybe a situation, something like you said, outside circumstance. But if everything is going, even remotely okay, I'm gonna wake up thinking about cinnamon rolls.
Wow.
And
Can we trade places? I would love to wake up thinking about cinnamon rolls. I don't think I've ever, in all my 38 years, woke up thinking about cinnamon rolls. I would love that. Michael, make some cinnamon rolls. I would love that. That would be great.
But it's weird because I'll never forget. I want to say second or third grade. It was like a teacher I had, and she pulled me to the side and was like, Doctor, you just have such a happy-go-luckiness about yourself. Do me a favor. Don't ever lose that. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, what is this?
Wouldn't plan on it.
So I always remember that. I call that a tentpole moment, where it was something that I didn't know was a big deal, but it was a big deal. And when I think back, she probably was right. And I don't know if this is genetics. I don't know if it's something that just, you know, I was blessed with. Probably a little from column A, more so B. But it just is what it is. But the hard part was wrapping my head around. There were people that were not like that. I think that was the biggest culture shock to me because I'm like, remotely, pretty much everybody that I was around, especially like growing up to a certain age, like they kind of were similar. They might have, now I understand maybe they hit it some, or there'd be some that'd be a little bit more moodier, but for the most part, you wouldn't see that until say more so adulthood, and certain things happen and transpiring, and then it's like, was it were they hiding something, or was it life beat them up a bit, or a little bit of A, a little bit of B,
Yeah, probably a little bit of A, a little bit of B with a sprinkle of C.
But that's kind of fascinating to me. Like I don't know that whole just people and just disorders and the good and the bad. Like it always has been just interesting to me. Another funny. All right, one more funny story. I know I get them laughing off, but when I graduated high school, my aunt Marilyn, she was doing social work for a county here in Ohio. I won't mention it. I don't think it matters though. But anyway,
Yeah, please don't.
no names, please. So anyway,
PTSD.
so she gave me a test first, or two tests. First, there was one that was like job applicable, just to kind of get an idea if I was, because I was going to college, so I wanted to kind of find out what I kind of had an ideal, but just to kind check that, double check it, and then it was also she went over a test that was for like I guess she gave certain like kids or whatnot about if they had any like personality disorders, and uh, with that personality disorder,
Welcome and thank you for choosing
Sir.
freeconferencecall.com. You're helping people
and
around the world communicate for
basically everybody
free.
came back
You are
and
the
said
only
that she
participant in the
had a lot of different
conference.
personality disorders.
Well,
And
good for you. Hey, Danny.
well, no, this is why I think I have it because I'm like, that can't be it. There's no way. So I tried to describe anything that I could identify with. Like I started fishing for stuff. I was looking at that, and it's like, why would I why would I couldn't just take that I was okay? Like that was the simplest thing that really bothered me because it's like you're going on and like people got this and that and it's like I mean I'm okay with being okay, but how am I okay?
Wow. That is definitely a problem that the rest of us wish we had. You said I went fishing for stuff.
Man, I tried, man. The only thing that I could kind of do was get to know myself as a narcissist, only because I like being good, or so that's the I couldn't find anything else that I could relate to.
So what I'm hearing you say is that you liked yourself and you felt like you were a good person, and so you kind of said maybe I'm narcissistic.
Yeah, that's the only thing that could even remotely or even remotely kind of like okay, I can see that.
Well, let me debunk that for you. That's not narcissism. People that are narcissistic typically don't know they're narcissistic. So if anyone comes up to you and says, "Hey, I'm narcissistic," probably not.
Well, no, I know that now. At 18, and even back then, I'm sure there was just like general descriptions of said thing as opposed to more detailed, studied
Right, right.
explanations now.
Yeah.
So I know that it was, but it was just when I think like it tickles me now. Like it tickles me from time to time. Like
It tickles me too.
like why was I looking at that? Like that was it was so like stupid. But hey,
That reminds me of I was watching Black Mirror. I don't know if anybody else has ever watched that. And what they were doing was they were actually making shows based off of viewers, right? Like they would maybe take one specific viewer and literally just make an entire show about them, right? And so it was, but the show was always negative, horrible Amy, horrific Sarah, like something like that, right? And right, and they were like, and so at some point they were like, man, why didn't you choose to do anything positive about the person? And one of the things that they said was they had tried doing positive shows, but people wouldn't connect to
who
it.
gonna watch that?
People wouldn't connect to it. Even the person that they were making the show about, because they were doing it without the person's permission, right? But even the person they were making the show about wouldn't connect to it because they didn't even think they were a good person.
Oh wow, that's deep.
Yeah, but that's what you're describing. You're describing this world where you have to have something going on, right? Oh, I took this personality quiz and I didn't score for any personality disorder. It must be wrong. Something got to be wrong. Because to have something wrong is normal, and not to have anything wrong is the exception. It's the exception, is not the rule. So to fit in, there needs to be something wrong, is what you're explaining, right?
Well, I wouldn't say to fit in, but like that, it just baffled me because it's like, and well, everybody has to. Like I think I just had a naturally, what's the sociological, like where you I've been indoctrinated to think that everybody has something wrong.
Michael.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
What?
Whatever you doing, I'm going to politely ask you to give up the ghost, okay?
We got a call number ready.
Do we?
Yeah.
Why? Why do we buy?
In case anybody else wants to call,
Okay, but what happened to calling?
so we can get it comes through the speakers and it's gonna play through the system. Everybody will hear.
Oh, because Dante didn't come through the speakers.
So if Dante wants to come into the speakers, he can call in now.
Nope, we're not doing that. So we we got to, it's like this has been a cluster. All right, that's all I got to say. It has been a cluster. My first topic, and apparently one day I'm gonna have to actually do this again. But my first topic was intimacy, right? And what I was really trying to get to is the fact that males need more than just physical stimulation to have sex. There is a connection needed in some cases. And then I was going to go into this whole thing about normalizing this, and then I was going to go into all of the stereotypes that contribute to males thinking that it's abnormal to want anything more than physical intimacy and all of this. And then, you know what? I didn't. And that's okay. Because just like I tell my clients, life is not scripted. The moment that you think it's scripted, you get hit with improv. And that is going to forever and forever and forever and forever be true. You know, I don't know if you heard, but you know, my moderator and I were working on getting this, getting all the recording stuff together, blah, 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 blah. Soon as it's time to record, camera freeze. Well, that's something, you know. Then I got people on this live telling me I'm not giving. Giving what? What do you want? A kidney? I don't know. What exactly do you want me to be giving? I'm giving advice. Maybe ask a question. So with that being said, you know, I started talking about, you know, getting beyond embarrassment and getting beyond initial anxiety when things go wrong and kind of figuring out kind of how to roll with the punches, right? And then thank God you called, right? Because we were bombing, and that's okay, you know. I'm very transparent. You know, that's a gift and a curse, probably. You know, but if I'm bombing, I'm bombing. You know, I might be bombing today, and in the next couple months have 100 some listeners. You know, it is what it is. You know, for my first TikTok live experience, you know, I would say 10 out of 10, maybe not recommend, but I'm gonna do it again. And I'm going to do it again and again and again until it's right. But I do appreciate you calling in. My saving grace, Dante. I appreciate you. If you have time, well, you know what? No, I heard somebody told me, and I'm not going to say no names, but somebody told me, right? What? Okay. Well, somebody told me that when you ask people to do something, they don't do it. But when you tell people to do something, they do it. Now, I have kids, so neither one of those things typically work for me. However, I'm going to say, come back next week. Call back in. You know, let's have a conversation. You busy next week? What you got going on?
Let's take a look here.
Let's look at the schedule.
You can have the full attention to it, because I'll be off by 5.
You were working?
Oh yeah, I'm a
What?
multitasker.
Talk about multi. You know, humans were not meant to multitask, but that's a different story for a different day. Good for you.
But I kind of that's very interesting because I feel like if I do not multitask, I think I might have like undiagnosed ADHD
PhD. I knew you were gonna say that.
because if I don't have multiple things going on, it's like it gets boring. Like I have to have like my brain like it needs more. Like I need a little extra one, two, maybe even three.
Maybe for no, I'm kidding. You know, but in all honesty though, it is easy to go from feeling good and purposeful and productive and multitasking to feeling completely overwhelmed and wanting
Oh
to shut
yeah.
everything down. So, you know, it's really important. I'm about to assault my moderator. I don't know what's happening. I'm going to assault him on camera, and it's gonna be, you know, it's just gonna be what happens, and then I'll talk about impulse control, you know, next episode, sir. All right. So, with that being with that being said, no, I do. I appreciate you coming on, and Lord, this was a roller coaster. This was a roller coaster, and at the end of it, you know, I think we came out with something that someone could connect to, and I think that when people watch the replay, they might get some laughs. Whatever wasn't giving might be giving later on. You know, spaghetti is better the second day.
Absolutely.
So we'll see. We will see what happens. Maurice, I appreciate you joining. You know, you can also call in, sir. Michael, make sure Maurice has the call-in information. If he has the time, I have the time. Please, I would love to have an actual discussion here. I tried to probe my moderator about, you know, emotional awareness, but he's not emotionally aware. So, with that being said,
We now have a new call-in number that the listeners can access.
we have a new call in. Okay, so anyway,
So I will be sending it on the next call.
no, don't no, 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 no.
Yes, we'll be using it. And then your TikTok
I can't.
viewers can call
I
in.
cannot. I can't.
We just setting you up.
Are you
Yes.
for success?
Yes.
You said setting me up for success.
So TikTok listeners can call in and just
Oh, can they?
put the number in there.
Uh,
And they just
you
call.
know, they could also leave comments, but they didn't do that either.
Well, sound like a few of them might give a call in and give some advice.
All right, yeah. So just remember, guys, you know, I do this for a living. Can you believe that? I have a license and everything. So I'm going, I'm going to be back on next week on Thursday at 6:00 p.m. I am giving out advice. Yes, I typically have a topic. We can stick to the topic, or we can let ADHD, the inattentive type, get the better of us and move all around, and that's okay too. So whatever is best is what will be done. And you know what? I'm hungry. So bye, everybody.
All right, y'all.
All right. Thanks, Dante. I appreciate you bringing up Shake Shack. You know, I'm going to go eat a salad now.
It'll taste like Shake Shack.
It will it? Will it taste like? I'm not a fan of the fries of Shake Shack, but I am a fan of the burgers. The burgers are hitting. I like the
Oh, that-
burgers. Oh my gosh.
Them little red peppers, whatever them little red pepper things is.
They put too many on my burger the last time though. You know, but I'm
That's,
just.
hey,
It was too
more the
many.
merrier.
Really?
Yes.
That's how you
yes.
feel?
Oh man, that is Russian. that, I don't know what them things. I think them cherry peppers.
Oh my
But
gosh.
they not really hot. They like a little
They
sweet.
tart, yeah. But
They kind of flavorful.
they are well, okay. They are flavorful. Oh, Mom, you joined again. Apparently you had left, but you came back. Thank you, Mom. I appreciate you. See my mind listening.
Here's your commercial so we can get the commercial.
Can we? What about a commercial? I'm tired. I don't know. I'm sleepy. Thank you guys again. Let's be done, please. And have a great evening. All right. Bye, Dante.